MovieWeb.com.
Where's Daddy?
Probably in Atlantic City by now. He's gambling away the money for our house.
Aren't we even gonna look for him?
Hey! What are you doing with my car?
Had the keys in it. The guy driving it got on a bus. I got a friend who might buy that.
It's not for sale.
He's a smuggler. He'll pay more than it's worth.
Now, how did you become interested in the art of, like, human smuggling? I mean, how did you get involved with that?
Did you say the art of human smuggling?
Yes. Well, I guess it's kind of an art.
Uh-huh. It's because my husband comes from a little town in upstate New York called Malone, and this goes on. There's a sort of border culture of smuggling that's been going on since Al Capone. And what they're doing now is illegal immigrants to a large degree, but they've done everything. They've done cigarettes, and the way they do it is they drive across the St. Lawrence River when it freezes. So that, and women are often involved. You know, it's a pretty rough area, and there's some tough gals up there, and they would do this to make money.
Now, when you were shooting, you shot during the time this was actually happening, right? I'm wondering if you ran into any of these smugglers while you were actually shooting.
Well, not really. When we shot the short, we did see that, we were out all night in the bitter cold and on the river, and we actually did see the headlights of cars who I assume were smugglers driving across the river in the middle of the night.
Now, when you made the short, you always intended to make a full-length feature out of the short, or did that come much later?
Well, I took it one step at a time. I had drafted this script early on, right after film school, as cigarette smuggling, and it wasn't really happening. And then I returned to it after I moved out of the city. A lot of different things happened in my life, and I returned to it in an internal monologue that I had written, and which became the short film. And then when the short film raised a lot of questions, it was a New York Film Festival, and people were asking me, well, what's the story with these women? What's going on? I realized that the movie had legs, and that there was more to the story, and that I could just go further. So I just wrote it as a feature.
Now, I heard you had a problem with actually the sound man getting locked in the trunk. Is that true?
Oh, that's funny. No, we kept him locked in the trunk, really, most of the time.
Oh, you just wouldn't let him out?
Yes, and he learned to love it. No, I'm kidding. He was in the trunk, but that was because he had to be. And Melissa was very careful about keeping him safe in there, because she did all of her own driving, Melissa Leo. I was in the back seat, and Reed, the DP, was also in the back seat, and of course Misty. So it was a full car. We enjoyed it.
So that's how you shot most of those scenes, is just you two in the back seat and the two actors in the front seat, and then you're actually driving across this lake.
That's right.
Now, I heard you had an expert come out and test the ice. Is this true or is this not true?
No, we absolutely did.
Okay.
We had an ice expert from Clarkson University, and he came out and he brought an auger and a tape measure. And he'd auger a bit of, and then he would put the measure down and tell us, it was 22 inches thick or 18 inches thick. And it was pretty cold. So it wasn't that scary in a sense. Once you get out there, you get used to it.
Well, I asked if it was true or not true because the actor said they heard of this guy, but they never saw him. So they thought maybe you were no, sure, it's safe. We had a guy
No, it really happened.
Okay, now how did you guys deal with the weather? Because from what I understand, it's like below sub-freezing levels, right?
We froze, basically. The first 3 days were so cold, and I was really surprised every day when I went downstairs that the crew was still there, because I thought they were just going to get so cold and bolt. But they were game, and we just took care of each other, We were outside a lot, and I thought that people's energy would get drained more than it did. But, there's a lot of adrenaline around a movie, and people were very committed to this script, and all of the crew, and even the little PAs and everything. And so we kind of huddled together and somehow slogged it out.
Well, you were using a digital camera for
Yes.
this, right? Now, how did you keep that from freezing and not working, or getting dew inside of it so it would not work when you needed it to?
Well, my DP, Reed Dawson-Morano, was really good, and she would just cradle it like a little baby, kept it very near her. Once it sort of seized up, and then it thawed out within a couple hours. We had to stop shooting. That was the only time we had to stop shooting. But for the most part, it's a durable little camera. It went.
Really? Now, did you guys? Oh, okay. Did you guys actually shoot in a real trailer park, and did you have to like hire somebody to bring this double wide down the street?
We
for
did.
those scenes?
We did hire to bring the double wide down the street, which wasn't easy, and because the manufactured home people felt like we were giving them a poor image and wouldn't participate at all. And in terms of the trailer we used, we had a young couple who lived in the trailer, and we paid them a little money to go and live elsewhere for the time that we shot in their trailer.